My favorite thing about driving for Knight is probably the family culture, because you want to be accepted and you want to be appreciated for what you do, and they do that.
They treat me like family. So dedicated to this company.
We have an amazing team. It's like friends, you know, they got my back. It doesn't feel like a job. Not only was Knight a good company along the way, I never had a problem where I wasn't able to get home to handle the things that I need. So I had a good work and personal life balance.
Like Knight really amazed me on how well they take care of their drivers, and really been a huge blessing that I've become a driver for Knight.
You can walk in and meet your terminal manager, meet your driver manager. I didn't have that at other places I worked at. They helped me out in every kind of way. I've had some family issues that happened and popped up, and they've gotten me home. Yeah, they took care of me a lot.
There's different stages of recognition, and then the 1 million is the brand new truck that you see me bopping around in right now, and that comes with a healthy bonus. Don't forget that. You didn't even know about that one.
Here's the keys, and we wish you all the best. Okay. All right. Yeah. And it runs.
You never think about staying in a company 23 years. That's a lifetime for a truck driver. Companies will promise you the world, and they'll give you a world for 30 days. And after that, it's gone.
The brotherhood in the military, that also does carry over to Knight. As you see us here today, we all came from different branches, but we all speak the same language.
The bonuses, a lot of people, they don't look at it for what it is. You know, that is literally free money.
Being a trainer has a lot of good benefits. One of the benefits that here at Knight, the top trainers make $100,000 plus.
You're always going to have good equipment, new equipment. Oh yeah, I love that about Knight.
I'm going to stay with Knight and do everything I can to build my presence here, because so far it's been great, and I honestly have no genuine complaints that can even make me consider leaving the company.
This is the place to be!
If you ever think about coming to Knight, man, do it. It's the best choice you could ever make. I guarantee you that, man. Best company I ever worked for and I will ever work for.
Destination from, well, we're not on Facebook.
Hi, and welcome to our Knight Academy live info session. I'm Sophie Terry. I'm our VP of Digital Marketing and Driver Recruiting here at Knight Transportation. And we've got Brandy and Ivan joining us today.
Hi, good afternoon, good morning everybody. I'm Brandy. I've been with the Knight Academy team for the last couple of years. Really excited to be here today to tell you all about our offerings and why you need to come join our exciting team.
Ivan, I direct the academies, and we're glad you joined. We have a lot of information to share with you and a lot of opportunities, so we look forward to hearing those, or for you to hear those. That's better.
Perfect. You know, I love that video because it really does talk about Knight Transportation and the opportunities that we have here from the driver's perspective. But, you know, I'm sure that there's individuals out there that are considering whether or not this career path is the right path for you. And so, Ivan, I wonder if you would talk a little bit about, you know, being a CDL holder, what that path has looked like for you, and maybe why, you know, someone might want to consider it.
Of course. It has been an exciting journey, without a doubt. I started my transportation career 29 years ago, and I've had a lot of opportunities. I've been a full-time driver, 20 plus years, and I've had numerous opportunities in the office as well. And I can tell you that I wouldn't have had the opportunities that I've had without a CDL. I mean, without a doubt. And we're always just so excited to share these types of stories. And I want to say, though, before I share more, there's nothing special, a line that I use, right? There's nothing special about Ivan. These opportunities are available to any driver, right? So if you're hesitant or you've been unsure about joining the academy and obtaining your CDL, I can tell you the opportunities for advancement whether it be through becoming a full-time driver and then perhaps a trainer, or maybe looking for a role within the office or a role as an instructor, and then passing on that torch of knowledge to the next generation of drivers. Those opportunities are, again, not exclusive to me. They're available to anyone who wishes to pursue that career. It is a career, it's not a job. It's something that you can hold on to for the rest of your life if you so desire.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were talking about this earlier. You know, you think about your options or your opportunities as far as career paths go. And some people choose what might be considered a more traditional path of going to a four-year college. And, you know, those aren't cheap. And then you come out of, you know, 4 years, typically in debt. And at that point, you're making, you know, maybe $50,000 a year. And you know, the career that you can have with being a CDL holder, you know, you can come in, you can get your CDL, and within the first year, you have the opportunity to eclipse that without that 4 years of debt coming along with you. So there's a lot of things to consider, but there's some great opportunity here. And I think the biggest decision that you have to make when you're considering entering this industry is where to start. Where should you get your CDL? It really does set you up to be, you know, it kind of determines the trajectory of where you're going to end up.
Right.
Not all academies are created equal. And in today's climate, it's more important than ever to make sure that you're doing your research, making sure that, you know, the school that you're considering is, you know, on the FMCSA registry, that it's compliant with all of the state and local regulations, and that it's got hours sufficient that a carrier might consider bringing you on as a driver, and that you'll have opportunity for employment in the future. You know, it's really tragic. In the last month, I've had 2 different instances where someone has called in looking for, you know, looking to talk to the academy because they've already gotten their CDL, they've already gone to CDL school, but they can't find carriers that are willing to take the certificate that they have.
Right.
And so at that point, they're looking to redo their CDL school so that they have opportunity for employment.
Right. So where you attend does matter.
Absolutely.
Right? And we have seen students come through the Knight CDL Academy, to your point, that have taken the time and investment to attend those schools elsewhere that were not compliant with the perhaps local, state, or federal mandate, and then they have to redo everything, right? So you want to be in a place that's going to be compliant with all those requirements, and then that have a good rating within those organizations, right, and government departments. And we recently had a major audit through the Department of Transportation, and we received an excellence rating at the Knight CDL Academy. And so that just speaks volume to the level of commitment that our academy has toward the individual, but also toward the industry, right? We want to make sure that we are equipping and capacitating qualified driving associates of tomorrow, right? The associates of tomorrow. That is the future. When I mentioned passing the torch to someone else, that is exactly what each professional driver is doing as they come into the industry, is they're the ones that are carrying that knowledge. Whatever we give to them, that is going to be what they're going to be projecting and performing out there on the road. And so we've got to be very conscious, very careful that the foundation that we're laying is a very strong foundation. One that is based on safety, one that has some very strong characteristics that are obviously compliant to the federal regulation, but also even above that, and I'm sure we'll touch more on that.
Yeah, and we're excited to see everybody joining. We're already getting, you know, some questions, so I'm going to touch on a couple of those, and then we'll talk a little bit more about why Knight CDL Academy is the right option for you. So let's see here. I've got one from Mitchell Nader, 715. I want to join, but I have an accident on my record from 8 months ago. So any specific questions that you have, obviously when you're looking to get your CDL, what's existing on your MVR matters. And so I would just encourage anyone that has specific questions about their qualifications or meeting those qualifications to just reach out to our recruiting team, and they can help you walk through all of that. You know, depending on what it is, you might wait a couple more months before you apply, or you might be good to go today. So please reach out so you can get those specific questions addressed. Let's see here. Looks like Scott just joined, did DQP on Monday and Tuesday. Welcome, excited to have you. We've got a question about Army benefits with the Academy. So let's talk a little bit about that. So when we talk about Army benefits, we have a couple of different things. First, we have a scholarship.
We do. So we offer a tuition-based scholarship for, military veterans, first responders, or anybody actually still actively serving in any kind of military capacity. That scholarship affords you a tuition that is put on hold for 1 year of driving commitment.
Absolutely, and at the end of the year, it's completely waived. So you can start at Knight CDL Academy without, putting $1 down and without affecting your GI benefits. So those remain intact, because after you graduate, we are part of the VA apprenticeship program, which allows us to utilize your GI benefits to get that extra paycheck every month, depending on where you're living and who you're working for. So there's a lot of opportunity and a lot of benefit to coming to Knight Transportation and to the Academy with those military benefits. Okay. Scott's gonna run out of Memphis terminal, and they're the most respectful people he's ever met. How lovely is that? They are good people out there. We've got, actually on the recruiting team, we've got Sarah and Natasha out working out of Memphis, and it's a great group. So happy for you, Scott. I think you'll do great things there. ELDT, what is it?
So the entry-level driver training is an update and a requirement that was federally enforced in 2022. And so what it is the federal government wanted to have enforcement on the process of training that each candidate receives, so that we have instructional uniformity that fulfills that requirement for the government, right? And by we, I mean just as any CDL Academy, any training program must satisfy that requirement. And so to speak about our program, ours looks like a week 1 process, which is a classroom process. And when they attend and they go through different training modules, and in addition to that, we also have live lectures. And so we have an instructor at both of our academies that have live instruction, and so that way you have that learning when we fulfill that requirement.
Absolutely. Why don't you take us through, that was week 1. Mm-hmm. What do week 2 and 3 look like if I were to come and attend the
academy? And you gave it away. It's a 3-week training program. So 3-week training program, week 1, classroom, as we talked about. And then week 2 and 3 are road and range. Now these are proficiency based, and so those 3-week programs they can be elastic, right? They could be expandable. We've got to make sure that you demonstrate that proficiency before we move along to our next step of training within the company. So that 3-week training program, once you do complete that classroom time, you're going to spend time on different skills. You're going to do straight line backing, offset, 45 and 90 or alley dock. And all of these different skills are designed to really satisfy that requirement of demonstrating proficiency. And so we're going to teach you not only the basic maneuvers, but we go beyond that so that our approach also includes the student being able to have comprehension on how to manipulate the trailer. And so you create angles, you remove angles, we teach you how to drive the trailer and drive the tractor as well. And so it's all a formulated recipe, to call it that is highly effective. It's a very effective recipe that we have. And would you like me to tell you why it's so effective?
Well, I would like you to tell me why it's so effective, and then I have a follow-up question.
All right.
So go ahead.
So we have just amazing instructors at both of our academies. These individuals are handpicked. They have over 10 million miles of experience between them, over 100 years of experience. We have one of our instructors in Phoenix alone has over 40 years of experience, of driving experience, multi-million miler, 4+ million miles. And so these are the individuals that we have chosen and handpicked, selected to teach that next generation of drivers that we're talking about. And it really does matter, right? The level of instructor matters because we want someone that is highly knowledgeable, but additionally, they're highly passionate. And so they do it because they love it, right? They want to see that next generation win and succeed. And it just really creates an awesome atmosphere, a very favorable and rich learning environment that carries with it a very high degree of pass rate as a result.
Fantastic. You know, I have, just building on that, seen, you know, your instructors go above and beyond to help students, you know, whether it's with their pre-trip or a certain maneuver, you know, stay late, come in early, come in on a Saturday to just make sure that they are receiving the support and the, you know, the learning that they need to in order to be successful. And it really does inspire me, you know, in what we do every day, that we're really looking at each individual student and setting them up to be successful.
Definitely.
During those 3 weeks at the Academy, our students aren't just instructionally satisfied with all the requirements they need to get their CDL, they're routinely fortified by the leaders at the Academy, by the leaders that walk around the terminal that encourage our drivers. Former students come in and encourage our drivers, watch graduations, ask them if they need any help. Of course, you've got the instructors staying late and coming in on weekends, pulling the students off to the side if they might need a little chat or a powwow or a hug. We oftentimes will see students come into the office with, you know, maybe a problem about one thing, but it turns into a conversation about another thing, another way that the Academy or Knight as a whole can help that student with a real personal, you know, struggle that they might be having during that time. So we're not just here to get you your CDL, we're truly here to invite you into this wonderful family where we take care of each other.
I always call it like, you know, rolling out the red carpet. I mean, we're Knight, we're red, and that's where it all starts, is at the Academy. It's the beginning of that red carpet, and it really sets the tone for the rest of what we do here. Okay, I've got a few more questions. So what does somebody need in order to qualify to come to the Academy? That's a great question. So, you know, to become a CDL holder, you're going to first need to get your commercial learner's permit. And you can do that just by going online and finding your local, you know, DMV and getting that manual and learning, and then going and getting the permit. In order to do that, you're also going to need to take, you know, a DOT physical, and you'll need to do a drug screen. And then there's a couple of other requirements that we have specifically, but again, if you're considering this, I would get a hold of the recruiter and they will literally take you by the hand and walk you through the process from beginning to end. But I would also ask, what sets someone up to be successful in the Academy?
That's good. And before I get to that, I just want to say, you know, when you mentioned the recruiters, oftentimes we get students that come into, you said taking them by the hand, that come in on day one, week one, and they will share with us just what an amazing experience they have had even before getting to the Academy with a recruiter. And so that red carpet does start career-wise at the Academy, but gosh, it really does extend even before that. So awesome job to the recruiters, kudos to the recruiters. What makes us, what was the question? What makes us what?
So what
sets us apart?
Yeah, so if those are the requirements, those are like, you know, like I'm asking myself, okay, well, you know, I'll be able to get my permit and then I'm going to pass a drug screen and all of these things. But then I'm asking myself, is it for me? Like, am I going to be good at it? What sets someone up to be successful?
A successful driver. So the way that I would identify an individual who would be compatible with this type of career is somebody looking for stability, right? We went and you mentioned at the beginning of our live that if you go via a 4-year career, college, you graduate, then you go into the market and you're competing with other graduates, right? When you go into transportation, it's like now companies are competing for you, right? That just puts you in a totally different category of skilled worker. And so I would say that an individual seeking stability, you want to be a good provider for your family, you've got your personal goals that you want to achieve and accomplish, transportation is definitely the way to go. When you think about it, and I know it's nothing new, right? But when you really do think about it, everything that is around us has been touched by a truck. And so we are literally, as professional drivers, the bloodline of the country, right? I mean, you're essential, you're needed, you're in demand. And so if you're looking for a career where you're going to have stability, you're going to have growth, you're going to have predictability of where your career path is going, it would be transportation. So if that individual looking for that, which I would say a lot of people are looking for that, especially nowadays, you're looking for stability in an unsure area and market, job market, get into transportation. I mean, I'm a living testimony of it. We said I've been in the industry 29 years, and it's been a 29 years of progression, right, and stability. And so I would highly encourage that individual to go ahead and apply.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's opportunity, like you were saying earlier, depending on who you are and what your interests are. You can come in, you can be a company driver. You can make a good living doing that. And someone that wants to maybe find a little bit of a, greater purpose and wants to kind of shape and form, future drivers have the opportunity to come in and be a trainer. We also have a lease purchase program. So if you have more of an entrepreneurial spirit and you just want to work hard but work for yourself, that avenue is also available to you through this career. Okay, how long does it take to get with a trainer? So let's talk a little bit about, once you graduate from the academy, what does that path look like?
What does that look like? So if you reside outside of the Arizona or Indiana states, because those are the two locations where we have our academies, then after graduation, you would head back home to your local DMV, and you show up with your documents of graduation. They will issue you your commercial driver's license. Our recruiting team and clearinghouse teams will finalize your hiring process, and then we will, and even by the way, before you graduate, our training coordination team is already looking for that training match, right, based on compatibility and preferences, and then we match you up with a trainer. As far as how long it takes, with sub 10 days to seat is our current
less than a week right now.
Less than a week, which is fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely. So it kind of gives you an opportunity to, you've been in the academy 3 weeks, you've got a minute to kind of reset, get your affairs in order, and then you're going to be getting on the road and learning what it is to be a professional driver. So it's a quick turnaround. We've got some shout outs here. I worked for Knight. This is Jason Banks. I worked for Knight. It was a pretty cool company to drive for. Indianapolis, Indiana facility is awesome as well, which it is, and that's where we have our other academy location.
We also do rehires, right?
We will hire you back, so feel free to also call the recruiting number. We'd love to have you. Let's see here. Okay. So you know, we've talked a little bit about the career that you can look forward to with a CDL. Obviously, picking that academy or that school is critical. Let's talk a little bit about what sets the Knight CDL Academy apart.
Definitely, and we touched some on, from an instructional standpoint, with our qualified instructors, very experienced instructors. That is a big piece of the chunk.
Absolutely.
Of the puzzle too. So it came to my attention recently that certain states are allowing instructors, CDL instructors, to instruct immediately after obtaining their CDL. And so that is something that, again, it makes it even more important, right? An additional emphasis on the fact that we need to make sure, or you need to make sure that you seek that CDL school, that CDL academy, that they have instructors that are absolutely experienced. That is for sure critical. The other part from the experience factor, when you attend one of our academies, the culture piece. We know a little bit about that, huh, right?
Oh, we know a lot about that.
We love our culture. Many times at the Knight CDL Academy and even Knight Transportation as a whole, we have said culture is not an important thing. It's the most important thing. And it really is. It sets us apart. We have a very welcoming environment. When you walk into the classroom, and both classrooms are the same in Indiana and in Phoenix, I mean, everything is set up for you. You've got a laptop. You've got yourself even a bottle of water for you. You've got writing material. It is ready for you. It's got your name on it. I mean, you walk in knowing where you're sitting. Our instructors are welcoming you. I'm welcoming you. We have a meet and greet on day one, week one, very early in the morning. It's one of the first things you get to experience. So that if you had any level of apprehension prior to attending, we put that at ease and at rest, right? You're coming in, like Brandy said earlier, we're a family. You're coming into family. It's like walking into your own house, maybe better. No, for sure, into your own house. But it's a very, very great place, very welcoming. And we tell our students it's not a day one, week one thing where we're just fluffing things up to make it, inviting because we want to look good. That's just us getting started, right, Brandy?
Just getting started. And they come back on week 3 and go, yep, you're still on.
We have even had students tell us, I feel like I'm on a reality show. Like all of a sudden people are gonna pop out and be like, we got you, because it's just so friendly and such an uplifting atmosphere. We encourage our students, we connect with our students, and our goal is to change the individual. We seek not just information, but transformation. That's something that we use and we live by. We want to see that transformation happen in the individual, and we touched on that a little bit earlier, but we want you to grow as a person, as an individual, professionally, and of course, academically.
And I do have some follow-up questions on that, but before we go there, we kind of talked about coming into the academy and how clean and how welcoming and just what a positive environment it is. And I think it might be a good time to take a little tour. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right.
Do it.
Welcome to our virtual tour of the Knight CDL Academy at Knight Transportation. Drivers' lounges are available throughout our terminal network. They are definitely available here at the Knight CDL Academy. We have maximized driver comfort, student comfort. We have coffee makers, we have washing machines. They don't require tokens, and we also have showers available for you. And so whether you're an experienced driver that's already getting his ALB service done, and you come in here to relax, or you're a student that's just coming into the academy, you're able to use these beautiful facilities. As you can clearly see, we don't have a dispatch window. There's nothing that separates you from the help that you need, whether you're a new student just coming in, day one, week one, or you're an experienced driver with millions of miles of experience. A basketball court, yes, a basketball court. Knight Transportation and the Knight CDL Academy is committed to creating fellowship between our employees, and so guess what? You get to enjoy all of this.
They run pretty small classes, which I know they do intentionally just to make sure the student-to-teacher ratio is good. We ran drill after drill on the backing, the parking, plenty of hours on the road with the instructor. You got to actually see what the road is like.
My favorite part was the people, from the students to the staff, their personalities. They make it like your family by the end of the day. And then every company says family, but you know, I have lifelong friends now everywhere I go, every terminal that I walk into.
Oh man, they taught me so much. I mean, even though I had 15 years experience on the road and 1.5 million miles, I still learned so much. It's the best academy I ever went to. They just teach you everything, the time they spend with you, and you get more one-on-one, and like you don't get that anywhere else.
The Knight CDL Academy is a great place to start your driving career. We are invested in your development and success, not only for the improvement of our drivers at Knight Transportation, but also to improve the industry as a whole.
All right, as you can see, it's we have some beautiful facilities, but also I hope that you were able to get a little glimpse of what it's like to be part of the Knight CDL Academy family. I love those testimonials with those students that talk about, you know, lifelong friends, and I think that's what you were getting to earlier is, you know, the investment that you know, you and the instructors really put into each of these students, and not only providing them with that information, but really changing their lives through transitioning into this new career. I don't know if you can think of an example or a student in particular that stands out where you were able to kind of see that transformation or that change.
Definitely. And we don't just transform lives, we transform
legacies.
Legacies too.
Yes, and that's not new. Good one, Marty.
Inside joke, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We got you, Marty. All right, so no, definitely. Like, they're almost weekly, and we like to call them our hyper-focused students, and those are individuals that we want to additionally partner up with them. They might have personal needs. It may not be an instructional or academic need that they have, but it might be a struggle that they're facing personally. Some of them come into us and they still have their regular jobs, and so they've got some conflicting schedules that they're working with. We invite them to just come in, have a one-on-one with me in the office, and then we just get past those, you know, those obstacles and those challenges. And as far as the personal transformations, we've seen everything from the very shy student on day one, week one, that is not very vocal. And of course they need that, right? They need to be vocal. They need to be able to project their voice, because on examination day, they're competing outside with American Airlines and Southwest Airlines planes flying overhead. And week 3, day one, it's like they're just different, right? Like they're outspoken and they're cheerful and they're talking and they're reciting the pre-trip process audibly when we pick up the shuttle, picking them up from the hotel and so on. Like they're actually going through the pre-trip process
with confidence.
With confidence and audibly again, right? So it's great to see those transformations happen, because that's something that they're going to be able to take along with them into their driving career, right? So we're not just thinking about, obviously we're making an investment into expanding their career and giving them that opportunity with Knight Transportation, but again, this is something that they're going to take with them, period, right, into their career. They're going to be a CDL holder no matter where they go. And so those are qualities that they're going to be able to possess and take along with them. We had another student recently that had some challenges where he was very insecure, and almost every day we had to be speaking life, so to speak, to him, and hey, you can do this, you will do this. We have a saying that goes, I'm able,
I can,
and
I will.
And I will. So we teach them, I'm able, I can, and I will. When they have a doubt, right, when you start thinking, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to complete this course successfully, I'm able, I can, and I will. And you would hear him going down the hallway literally saying that, I'm able, I can, I will. So we get to examination day, he goes into my office and says, Ivan, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. I don't think I'm going to pass. And we had been for 3 weeks talking about you're able, you can, you will, you're able. He knew the material, demonstrated proficiency. It was just that self-doubt that came back to haunt him. And using the techniques and those really that favor that we had given him, right? And those phrases that we had shared with him, he was able to successfully pass on his very first try. Just because he remembered, you know what, I am able. I have been training. I have demonstrated proficiency. What's holding me back? And we teach them, right? The only one that can hold you back is yourself, right? And he successfully passed.
I love
It's
that.
awesome. We have a lot of those.
I know, there is literally one every
week.
There is.
Every
We even
week.
have transformation stories that come from highly motivated individuals, highly engaged individuals come into the academy wanting to completely change their career.
Right.
They were doing something else. I can't remember what my friend Jim did before he came to the academy, but he just came through yesterday and told me, hey, Brandy, remember when, the first week I was here, you're telling me about all the opportunities I have at night. I just signed on to be a trainer yesterday.
Awesome.
So
Great.
they
Good
take
job.
mental note of all of those opportunities they hear at our live streams at the academy and turn them into real career opportunities. It's amazing to see that continual transformation through their whole career.
That's fantastic, and I love that he felt a connection, enough to circle back.
To come back and
follow
tell
up.
me about
Yeah,
it.
that's,
Right.
That's great. It
Yeah.
speaks volumes of what you guys do there. Let's touch base a little bit on some of the logistics of the academy. We've got some questions coming in about locations and, the cost, what a new driver can expect to earn, how many miles they can expect to make. So let's talk a little bit about that. So first of all, we do have the locations in Indy and Phoenix, but we don't let that limit you. We bring drivers in from all across the country so that they can get started with us. We have terminals all over the country, and we want to make sure that those terminals have drivers, and so we'll bring you in and you have the opportunity to attend the school. There's a housing agreement that we can help pay for, so don't let that limit you. As far as the cost.
All right, so the important thing to remember here, keep it easy for you. Knight shares the cost of tuition with you over the course of the first 2 years of your driving career. It's really that simple. We price the tuition in a way that's not only at the industry standard, but that's going to make it fair and easy for you to pay off in your first year. We're going to continue to share the cost of tuition with you during your second year. So truly, joining our company means zero cost tuition.
Absolutely, and during during that first year, you're really learning how to be a successful driver and getting out on the road and really kind of getting your bearings there. So I love the way that we have that set up with our training program. And it might be good to mention as well that we do pay for training. So while you're on the truck with a trainer, you are making money for each of the weeks that you're with the trainer. After that, and when you seat solo, then you do go to our sliding pay scale, and you're going to want to talk to the recruiter about the specifics on that. But basically, you'll be earning cents per mile, and based on the length of the load that you're hauling, it kind of slides up or down. But you actually get 2 pay increases in your first year. So once you hit that first 30,000, you get your first increase, and then 60,000, you get your second increase, and then again at 100 and every 100 miles after that.
100,000.
100,000, sorry. You get, that's a good clarification. You get an additional cent per mile. So there's these built-in raises along with all of the other opportunities that you have to explore.
In case I didn't mention it, no credit check, no upfront cost, no down payment, right, for that in-house tuition financing. It's something that we do here at the Bank of Knight, I suppose. Truly our way of being able to bring folks into the academy that otherwise might be on the fence because of cost. We do not want that to get in your way. We're going to help you get to one of our academies. We're going to give you a comfortable place to stay while you're at one of our academies. And then we're going to, again, just help you repay that tuition while you're getting your experience with us.
Absolutely. So one of the questions from David Herrera, can we get some info on how much home time and cent per mile new drivers are averaging? So The home time is a great question. It's something that a lot of people are concerned about. You know, we really do want to set you up to be successful long-term in your professional driving career. The only way you're going to learn to be a professional driver is to drive. And so training is typically 2 to 4 weeks out. Once you seat solo, again, you're going to want to get some miles under your belt. And so you're best served if you're looking at that 10 to 14 days out at a time. Mm-hmm. That being said, depending on where you live, there's different home time availability. So it's definitely worth talking to a recruiter about and seeing what options are available to you. And then one of the things that I would say Knight Transportation does really well at is working with you. As long as you're communicating with your terminal, with your driver manager, they're going to work with you to make sure that you're home when you need to be. We know that there's things that you can't miss, and Knight does a good job of making sure you're there for those. All right. Do you road drive with a full or empty trailer? Is that on road and range?
If it's on road and range, it's with an empty trailer. If it is during your OTR training, then you will be servicing freight for our company, and so it would be with a combination. So at times you might deadhead some miles to connect to a load, which would be with an empty trailer, and then you pick up loads and service them loaded.
Perfect. All right. How do we get started? We got our physical with our DOT and permit. Just call the number. We have recruiters that are waiting to take your call, and they'll help you walk through the qualification process, get an application in, and we can get you started. We have classes that start every Monday.
Both locations every Monday.
At both locations. And what are the hours of school?
6 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday through Friday. And what if they don't have a permit? Do we have some for that? Can we touch on that?
We can touch on that. So we have a few locations where we can bring you in and help you study for the permit. So if you live in Vegas, Phoenix, Indy, Nashville, or El Paso, we have opportunity to come into one of our local terminals and help you prepare to take that permit exam. If you're not nearby one of those, no stress. Just again, you're going to go to your DMV, you're going to study that manual, and if you have any questions or concerns along the way, just reach out.
Yeah. And we help them prepare, Brandy, for the CLP, for the commercial learner's permit at those locations for the fabulous price of?
Free.
Free.
We love that.
No cost CLP.
Free.
So we'll help you get started.
All right, we did have a question earlier about the equipment. And as a driver, what would you say about Knight Transportation's equipment?
We have a variety of brands, which is great. My favorite is Freightliner, but I know there's some other favorites out there. But we carry Peterbilt, Kenworth, Freightliner. We've got some Volvo trucks, International. And we also have a couple of brands at the Academy as well, because we want them to have that knowledge of different brands and that familiarity of equipment. But our equipment is extremely well kept. Even our Academy trucks are extremely well kept. All around, we keep them looking great. They're washed regularly. They're upkept maintenance-wise. And our OTR trucks, I mean, you guys have seen them. They're beautifully looking out there. You're going to see them in a bright red for the most part for our dry division. And you're always going to see that equipment looking great, washed, newer model. What is our fleet age average? About 30-something months?
I think so.
Give or take. So you're looking at the newer equipment, right? So they're out there. We've got the brands. We've got the equipment. The comfort level is extremely high. And I tell you that as a driver, right? So it's just a great place to be all around. And a lot of our students, when we ask them how they heard about Knight Transportation, almost every week, right, go back and say, I saw the equipment. Or I worked at a warehouse and I saw the trucks come in and I love the Knight Red. I'm like, I want to drive one of those trucks. So our equipment is awesome.
Absolutely, and I like the call out to our shops. We have shops at almost every single one of our terminals across the country. And so, you know, for you, that means when you're out on the road and you need a service done, there's more accessibility there, and it can get done, quicker than it might otherwise. So, and that keeps you moving and that keeps you earning. So, definitely something to consider when you're looking at not only what academy you're going to attend, but where you're going to work beyond that. All right, we probably have time for one more question. And my question to you, Ivan, would be, what would you say to someone who is considering coming, to the academy and making this change? What would you share with them?
I would say take control of your future, take control of your career, and have that predictability in your life that we spoke about earlier, and come and join. I mean, when we piece everything together that we just explained, you're having a great experience to your recruiting experience. You're laying, and we're helping you lay a strong foundation for your transportation career. We've got awesome equipment. We've got a great support system.
We got you lined up with a Fortune 500 company.
Fortune 500 company. What isn't there to love, right? So go and do that. And I mean, I wonder how the job market's going to be like in a few months at this other. You know what it's going to be like in transportation. We need the goods. We'll continue to need them. The predictability of the transportation industry is always so stable, which is there's always going to be work for the professional driver. There will always be work for the professional driver.
Absolutely. I appreciate that.
So join.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll do this again soon.